It's snowing. Sort of. We've probably had about maybe an inch fall. But a lot of it's melting. This is, not unusual for Western North Carolina. But it's definitely not common either. It's about April 9th, April 10th when I'm filming this. So we got a light snow coming. It's supposed to snow all day. The grass has already started growing. My peach tree has bloomed already, so I don't know if peaches are gonna make it this year, but that's okay. In the higher elevations, we're at about 3,000 feet. At about 4,000, 5,000 feet. I think they're getting up to maybe 3 or 4 inches today, so it's definitely those higher elevations. There's gonna be quite a bit more snow. We'll be okay, just a light snow, but this is why in our area, a lot of people get real excited and they start planting early. And sometimes I do that. I would love to get a greenhouse or get my garden back up to par, but these days I've been doing a lot more beekeeping. Garden's kind of taking a back seat, but I will be doing some gardening. Let's go ahead and feed these animals and enjoy the day. Okay, thankfully it's Saturday, which means I'm off of work, and I'm also a teacher, which luckily it's also the start of my spring break. Doesn't seem like spring break around here, but it is. My wife does a lot of the feeding during the week, which is not easy, especially with a growing two-year-old boy we got. But on the weekends, I try to do more of the feeding to help out. And then in the summer, we can do it together. We're gonna feed 2 of our horses are up here. We got Biscuit, hey buddy. And back there somewhere is our mini horse, which is my son's horse that he rides. He's been riding since he's 9 months old. These horses are up here by themselves right now because they got a little too fat. We do open feeding for hay, but they just took a little advantage of that over the winter. So they need to lose a little bit of weight. So they're actually on a different meal plan right now. They still get hay, but they get hay twice a day as opposed to having that hay bale access the entire day. So we need to slim these guys down a little bit, and then we'll put them back with the horses when the grass really comes in. Again, I am not the horse person. I am not a horse expert or anything like that. My wife is a horse woman who does horse training and does horse lessons and things like that. That's kind of her passion. I'm just married to her, just trying to help her out with these horses. I do ride a little bit. I haven't ridden as much lately, but I'm hoping this spring to get back to it. Okay, so here's one of our other horses, Dakota. He actually needs to gain some weight. So he's on a different feeding regimen. He's getting more grain than the other horses, and he also has access to grass the entire day. So we're actually trying to fatten him up. This mule I bought a few months ago, and it really has been helpful. We use it every day, several times a day for horse manure. As you can see, there's horse manure in here right now. It's made my life easier, my wife's life easier. My daughter's 14 now. She's learning how to drive on the mule. It might seem like I would get less exercise because of it, but actually I'm getting more, I think. because I'm able to do projects that weren't possible before. And we got about 20 acres. About 13 or so is steep mountain pasture. Our property goes up over 400 feet in elevation from the bottom to the top. Actually, maybe a little more than that, maybe closer to 500. We have some trails up there. They're kind of steep. I hired a guy the last couple summers to improve them. Now with the mule, I can work on some other things like drainage and some of those corners that are a little bit tighter. And I really want to get into some, I guess, woodland farming, some forest farming. I'm really interested in learning more about native plants. I know a decent amount, but I'd really like to get into that. I'm looking for hobbies that I enjoy, but also I can make a little money at. Let's go feed the goats. Probably for me, the best thing I've done on our farm, we've been here almost 10 years actually. In May we'll have been here 10 years. And probably the best thing I've done for me is get into beekeeping. I wasn't even thinking about beekeeping when we moved to the country. There's actually one little bee out I see. The bees are gonna be in today. It's cold, it's snowing. This has been a great hobby of mine, a passionate hobby. I made several $1,000s last year through it. I got 2, 4, 6 hives here, 4 hives in another bee yard, and I'll probably be doing some more splits. This has allowed me to kind of learn and get to know my local community more because I'm selling at farmers markets. So this has been a blessing, and I've just really enjoyed it. Probably the best thing I've done on the farm for myself. Well, folks, just when you thought winter was over, it comes back for one last show, I hope. It's still not going to be warm. It's going to snow more today, tomorrow. But what's crazy is that on Monday, it's going to be 65 degrees here, 70 degrees down the mountain. So spring is definitely right around the corner. This kind of already started. We got flowers blooming, daffodils. My peach tree may be a lost cause. Let me show you the peach tree real quick. Here she is. So there are flowers. Will they make it? I'm not quite sure yet. We'll see what happens. But just stay tuned for more beekeeping videos coming up. Some gardening videos. I'm still working on my A-frame cabin. So it's gonna be a great spring, great summer. Lots of fun projects coming at Thicket. And I just appreciate everybody watching, right, Dakota? Yes! Yes!